Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella and today I'm going to be doing your full moon in the sign of Taurus, November 15th. Astrology prediction. I'll share with you some of my psychic insights if they come up. And yes, before we get started, as always, don't forget to give this video a big like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I changed my channel, if you haven't noticed recently, from my old name to this name. It feels more authentic to me. Obviously my channel been around for so long, you know, it's I'm obviously quite different as a person from when I started it. I started a long time ago, and yeah, I think it reflects me much more. Also, I already posted November horoscopes. Make sure you check them out as well. If you'd like to support my work, you are very welcome also to join my Patreon. It will really help me a lot. And also, I currently do offer personal readings. If you want your chart readings, tarot readings, anything like this, it's in the description box down below. I'm also available for 2025 individualized prediction for you based on your astrology chart. So highly recommend that option as well. 2025 is the year that's going to be a massive year of abundance, of you unlocking your destiny. What you do in 2025 can impact, you know, the rest of your life, because there are so many planets changing signs. We're going to have Pluto in Aquarius for good now. We're going to have Neptune entering Aries. We're going to have Uranus entering Gemini. So this is massive. And of course, North Node is also going to be transiting through the sign of Pisces, the last sign of the 12 zodiac signs. So this is a very important year. Definitely don't sleep on this one. And if you want your 2025 prediction, you can book it in the description down below. Anyway, guys, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about this full moon in the sign of Taurus that's going to be happening on November 15th. So this is the full moon in the sign of Taurus, 24th degrees. It is the full moon that's also going to be very close to Uranus, that's currently in Taurus too. And I think what's very important, other than the full moon Uranus conjunction itself, is the fact that these are literally the last 4 days, I want to say, of Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So this full moon is all about completion of the journey that we had with Pluto in Aquarius since 2008. What a ride it's been. I'm thinking about this was right around the time when I think it was my first trip to New York City, and then this is when right around the time when I moved to the United States as well. Like, wow, that's been quite a ride. So for each of us, there's been a journey since 2008. This journey was no coincidence, no mistake, it was meant to be. And there is going to be something with this full moon in the sign of Taurus where we might just see what was the purpose of everything that we've been going through since 2008. Of course, you know, this full moon is receiving this trine from that Pluto. So I think it's very, very important. November 19th, Pluto is out of Capricorn. So pay attention once again to what's happening right around November 15, and especially this 4 days from 15 to 19, because in this last 4 days of Pluto in Capricorn, and again, especially with such crazy full moon, which kind of like does represent us maybe receiving something finally, something we were not able to receive or manifest before. Pay attention to what happens to you during this 4 days, because this could be a life-changing time. A lot of people say that it's a very chaotic full moon. I do believe that, you know, of course, depending for who, right? Like for some people, it will definitely feel more chaotic depending on your own individual chart, how this full moon aspects you. For the collective as well, these are massive big changes. You know, we are in the United States. I don't want to talk too much about this, but we just elected Donald Trump, right? And most of the country is happy. There is a minority that's very unhappy and going nuts right now. But it's like there is a sense of like something's been happening for so many years, and finally there is a completion. We finally arrived at some point. It almost feels like the world is now set in a certain direction right now. Everything, I think, still up to this full moon was kind of up in the air, right? There were a lot of things we were not sure which way they're going to go. We kind of knew, but we were not 100% sure. And it feels like with this full moon and the last final days of Pluto going through the sign of Capricorn, there is going to be a clear picture of what's the plan, right? What's happening in different countries in the world, what's happening in our individual lives as well, certain decisions we might be making that we did not expect of ourselves. And overall, the key words that kind of come through when I think about this full moon are the following: change of circumstances, change of values. Again, don't forget, Taurus as a zodiac sign rules values. Change of perspective, change of direction, a surprise. There could be actually some kind of surprise that could arrive for you right around November 15. Big focus on shift of values too. You look back, maybe even for you it has to do all the way back in 2008, 2009, like you were a completely different person. I can definitely say it's true for me. When I look at myself back, you know, in those years and who I am today, it's crazy. So for most of us, probably it will be true. There has been a very big focus on some kind of specific area of our life, a big journey. And now there seems to be this culmination point. And it's almost like right in the very end of this journey, there's a massive change, unexpected surprise. We shift our values. We see the world in a completely different way, something we might have never expected from ourselves. Yes, and for a lot of us as well, I think for those of us who maybe were actively looking for our purpose, our place in this world, where we fit in this bigger picture, right? Bigger scheme of things, as they say, there might be a sudden realization. And it could be different from what you expected. You can suddenly understand that what you thought you wanted all your life is not it at all. Like you always thought maybe, oh, I want to be this, I don't know, travel the world and just be this hippie. And then you realize you actually have specific maybe job. You feel specific task is right for you. Or on the other hand, you always thought, oh, I'm going to be this doctor, lawyer. And suddenly you realize, no, I actually want something completely else for myself. It could be about profession. Could be about also something that was coming up to me where I started realizing how maybe I was so fixated on becoming somebody, you know, always had this obsession. And maybe for some of us there is a realization where we don't want to be becoming somebody at all. Maybe we're already happy with who we are. Maybe we just want to focus on being. Maybe I was listening, there was just some random clip on Instagram that was shown to me. There was this one woman and she's kind of like a popular back in Russia, like TV, whatever. She's sort of like this blogger, I guess, like reality TV star or something. And she was saying something like how she doesn't want to be anybody, she wants to be nothing. Like, you know, the kind of concept of, right, like, oh, like out of nothingness, sort of out of this black void, you can become anything. No, it's just there's different, of course, journeys, different experiences we all could be having. So expect the unexpected with this full moon, and also be ready for your perspective, your values, what you find important, what you find valuable, what you're prioritizing. All of these things could change now. Now let's go into the 12 signs and see how this energy could be manifesting for you. I will briefly mention something related to your sign. The only other thing that I kind of want to go into but don't want to go into at the same time, because like I'm not somebody who is enjoying ever mentioning about all these calamities that we already all know are happening. I definitely think in Iran-Israel situation around this full moon, definitely expect something crazy going on there, because, well, in Israel's chart, May 14, so it's very close to this full moon, the sun. Yes, we'll see. Wish everywhere in the world, you know, to be more peace, to be more, you know, safety for everybody. And yeah, I think we might also find out something related to the attempted assassinations of Donald Trump from back in July, because this is, again, Al Ghul was activated then. Of course, he always needs to be careful. And yeah, also in the United States, I guess there could be some, you know, like people who are not happy with the results of election, maybe some protests. I mean, probably all of the things we've already seen before. That could be happening. Let's go into your individual signs now and see what's happening for you specifically during this full moon. As always, I recommend to check your rising sign first, then go for your sun and moon. And anyway, guys, let's go. For Aries rising more than any other sign, because Taurus is naturally placed in your second house, this full moon is going to be all about your values, resources, possession, a sudden change of perspective, a sudden change of circumstances around the money that you make could be definitely there. You might change your mind big time about something you thought you were very confident in before. Also, for some of you, there could be unexpected change related to income, streams of income during this time. Like you're not anticipating it necessarily, you're not seeing it coming. And it's related to your career, the progress you've been making to your career, sudden realizations maybe even that could occur during this time. Things that mattered to you before might become less significant somehow now. You might realize that something else matters. Maybe you will even gain some kind of unexpected possession, something you always wanted to gain. It could be available to you now. So let me know how it goes. Let's go to Taurus. For Taurus, this is your full moon. And for those of you guys born around May 14, 15, 16, buckle up, because you guys will feel it especially. 24th degree is activated here. This is actually me, because I was born right around May 15. So this is my degree of the sun. God knows what's gonna happen. You know, I'm ready for everything. Actually, before this full moon, I've already been initiating so many changes in my life, feeling more free, you know, finishing things that don't feel aligned with me anymore, kind of like breaking out of patterns. So for you guys, it could be anywhere in your life where you've been feeling stuck, stagnant. Maybe there's been some kind of change that's been ongoingly, you know, you knew that it's time maybe to get out of this freaking marriage, or to get out of this job, or to get out of that place where you're living, or to just change in a big way, like change something. It's time to change. It's been happening for you. Uranus has been transiting these degrees for a while now, and now there is something about this full moon that activates it, that especially with Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn sending this positive trine, it's literally like now or never type of moment. You can do this now or never. You can do this now or never. I'm not necessarily saying, by the way, that this is the only time you can change your life, but it feels like that. You might be really feeling like, if I don't do this now, I'm never gonna do this. If I don't get the courage finally to, you know, maybe change direction with my career, or like change something in a big way, take my power back, I will never be able to do this. Like, this is the moment. It feels extreme. It feels urgent. It feels like this is the time. So good luck, Taurus. You know, good luck to all of us. Let me know how it goes. Let's go to Gemini. For Geminis, you out of all signs need to be more careful with your mental health right now. There could be some surprise that's unexpected, something behind the scenes. There could be great purging experience too, like something from your subconscious could be purging out right now. It could be, you know, something with 12 houses, sudden ending that you might not anticipate necessarily. Completion, something completing something. If you, for those of you guys who are traveling, who are overseas right now, do be careful, because you are the ones who, I don't want to say are more in danger, but there might be more surprises, not necessarily the ones you want when you are traveling. Always be careful when you have like 12th house being activated, if especially at that moment you are traveling. Something that I noticed from my own personal experiences, and I traveled a lot, is that when I'm traveling, and if there is specifically during the time of 12th house transit, there's always something either not necessarily most pleasant happening, or, you know, it's just not the best, unless you are doing some kind of spiritual activity. You're in some kind of ashram, in some kind of holy place, spiritual place. In that case, it's playing out differently. Yeah, in that case, it's likely going to be playing out differently. I noticed when I was actually going to different like spiritual journeys, spiritual travels, actually not just as vacation, but like going to like all these holy different sites, spiritual locations. 12th house transits actually were very favorable to me, but it depends really. It's like these are things that you need to look more into specifics of your chart. Now let's go to Cancerian. For you, this full moon in the sign of Taurus is going to be in your 11th house. So a major goal, wish, dream could feel like it's completed now. There's something that's changing with your goals and dreams, unexpected change, maybe unexpected shift of perspective, unexpected change of circumstances in the life of your friends. Something could just really happen out of nowhere, like your friends, maybe some significant, maybe even a friend of yours might have been single, and suddenly boom, they are pregnant, married, or whatever other things are. So definitely change could come to you through friends, and somehow maybe your friends even could influence you right now to change. It could be one of those scenarios where like your friends start going out, your friends start maybe meeting people, and they take you with them, and you meet the love of your life. I give it just a random like example, theoretical obviously here, but yeah, something through friends could come here, and definitely a shift of perspective when it comes to what you want for yourself, what are your goals, you know. Yeah, let me know how it goes in the comments. For Leos, especially for Leo rising, so oh my god, this full moon again is bringing a spotlight on you, because you guys have this at the top of your chart, 10th house obviously. So there could be something here where like you're just the center of attention once again. Those of you guys, again, especially Leo rising, there will be a major accomplishment in your career. There might be a major milestone. You feel like I got it, I made it. But there could be also something unexpected happening with, you know, maybe the way like you expected it to go one way, and even if you got on what you wanted, there's just a shift. Like now you gotta change direction somehow. Maybe it's one of those things where like, okay, you were applying for jobs, now you actually got the job. Okay, now you're actually going to be starting the job. So again, it's not necessarily that you've been, for example, applying for jobs and you got the job and you don't want to do the job anymore. But it's more like you got the job now, circumstances will be changing, you will be moving, you will be going to the office, whatever it is. It does feel like a successful time though, because Pluto is in the positive aspect of Capricorn here. So good luck, Leos. Let me know how it goes. Let's go to the sign of Virgo now. Yes, for Virgos, it's in your 9th house. A sudden shift of belief system could occur right now. I'm a Virgo moon, trying to think how it's playing out for me. a belief system. Yeah, I actually can see quite a bit of that. You might just decide that, you know, what you used to believe in before, you don't believe in it anymore. You believe in something. How was that song? Believe in something new, right? Could be something related to travel as well. That could be changing your plans, anything legal related. There could be suddenly a change, a shift of some sort. Overall, I think, though, for you guys with Pluto and Capricorn, especially here, ascending and trying to that, there is a sense of empowerment. There is a sense of like, you know what? There is a higher providence in my life. I'm not alone. I don't have to do everything alone, and it's great. Yeah, you don't have to do everything alone anymore. Maybe there's some kind of change, a culmination with an art project or dating or love, romance, child, could be even. So let me know how it goes, Virgos. Let's go to Libras. For Libras, this is the full moon is going to be happening in your 8th house. For you, more than other signs, I would urge you to be more careful during this time, because 8th house, like, this is a very unexpected kind of like full moon, right? Where expect the unexpected sort of is the theme, and 8th house is the house where there are unexpected surprises that could occur, shocking events, critical events, you know, things related to other people, resources of other people are activated here, secrets, crisis like events. So for you, please be more careful, because there could be something happening here, especially family, home, property, inheritances related, which you might not be anticipating. Suddenly something can happen. Again, it's not anything bad necessarily. Most likely it's not. I wish it's not for you guys, but it's like suddenly it just happens. I don't know, maybe you couldn't sell apartment or sell a condo, sell your house. Suddenly it just happens and you get a bunch of money. Something like that. Of course, you know, your family members need to be more careful now, but of course, all these more specific details depend on your chart. Let's go to Scorpio now. So for Scorpios, happy birthday, dear Scorpios. For you guys, this is going to be the full moon in your 7th house. So something with relationships, something, 7th house is your partner, also clients, people you work with, and it's all the people who are not you, including a relationship partner, including business partner. So there could be unexpected change. For you, of course, this could be, again, a change in a relationship. You might meet somebody new soon, again, even though the full moon is like not necessarily about anything new, but maybe, I don't know, for some of you guys, maybe during the new moon that we had in May of Taurus, you set an intention that you're gonna meet your partner or manifest, you know, amazing boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and it happens. You meet somebody new. It's not totally out of the question. It's not always just about completion of old. It could be certain intention, you know, coming to fruition now. So this could be about that, and maybe you didn't even expect it. Maybe you gave up completely. Something can definitely happen. Also, if you've been in an old relationship, something within this relationship can suddenly change. It's not necessarily that all of you are breaking up. It could be, honestly, but not for all of you. It depends really here in terms of what your actual relationship status is now, but for a lot of you, expect the unexpected, definitely with relationships. And I think for most of you, it's going to be a good change. It's going to be a change that you probably really wanted for a while. So good luck, Scorpios. Let me know how it goes. Happy birthday again. And let's go into Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, the full moon is in the 6th house. For you, there could be a result of some kind of work, result of project. Maybe something could shift with your work, with your job, with your day-to-day activities. If there's any health issues, you might see more clearly in this moment in time, what do you actually need to maybe fix this health issues. Again, it doesn't bring you any kind of new issue usually, but it's more of like, okay, if there's something happening, maybe with your health, maybe with your work, and suddenly there is like a change of direction. Maybe you were working in one company before, in one office, you're moving to another one. For you, focus is more, of course, work and everyday kind of like environment related. So again, let me know how it goes for you over here. Let's go to the sign of Capricorn. Okay, for Capricorns, this of course is the full moon that for you coincides with the last days of Pluto being in your sign, in the sign of Capricorn. The full moon itself is in your 5th house of romance, love, children, creative self-expression. So this is a big moment for you. For a lot of you, there is a chance to become more, how to say this, to become more yourself, to become more unhinged. Pluto is finishing its journey through your sign. For a lot of you, if you felt like maybe there's been certain pressure from the outside, maybe psychological pressure, maybe pressure of society, where you couldn't be yourself fully, you had to be under this, like in this pressure cooker, this energy will be lifting. Probably because you will find certain creative approach. Maybe you will meet a new person, creative person, romantic person. Maybe something's happening with your child where you will just start feeling like yourself again, where it's like if you couldn't express yourself the way you wanted to before, again, it's almost like all this pressure is lifted, and whether it's time for you to open your heart to love, or to to just living life more creatively, more authentically, whatever it is that you need, it's going to be available now. So good luck, Capricorn. Again, these are the last days of Pluto in your sign. You are free. Reflect, please, on the journey that you had since 2008. What was it about for you? Share this with me in the comments. I'll be very curious to read, because obviously we're all, finishing this transit now. So I'm curious, different perspective of different signs. Okay, for my dear Aquarius, what do I want to say? So for you, this full moon, of course, is going to be in the 4th house. And for you, just like for Capricorn, it's an important full moon because Pluto is going to be entering your sign just 4 days after this full moon. So again, there's a big focus with this full moon on Pluto finishing its journey through Capricorn. It's going to be re-entering your sign for a long time now. So there's something about the very foundation of your life that could be changing now. Home, family, property, family members, place of living, the very foundations, emotional foundation. And for a lot of you, maybe you will even be moving or considering like just changing something about your place. Maybe you were single, you're going to be getting married, buying a house, or maybe you were in a relationship, you broke up and you are moving out, or you want to change the place where you live. And again, this is something that you're going to be feeling more so after Pluto will already re-enter Aquarius. But this full moon might be something related to receiving the initial indication of what could this be. Okay, so you might receive an indication which way is this all going for you. And pay attention to the events that are happening around this full moon, because definitely it could influence you for a good time, especially related to family, home, property, because this is the closest lunation to a very long Pluto in Aquarius that's going to be in your sign for many years. It's gonna stay there for a long time. Pluto is going to be in your sign till 2043, 2044. So it does feel like, because of this lunation being mostly concerned with your 4th house, it's very much that even the Pluto in Aquarius will be something that you will remember as more impacting you at the very foundation, of your life, family, home, where you live. All these themes are going to be very important. Okay, so let me know how it goes. Let's look into Pisces, the last of the zodiac signs here. So for you guys, this is going to be in your 3rd house, this full moon in Taurus. You might be finishing a project related to marketing, media, social media. There might be a change when it comes to your associates, when it comes to your neighbors and siblings. For a lot of you, it might be a milestone, like receiving an award of some sort, or just completing a project and realizing that it's time to move on to something else. Maybe you were doing some kind of social media project, maybe you were doing something within marketing, media, and you might realize that this is it. This chapter of your life is closed. It's time to move to other things. So let me know, guys, how it goes. I genuinely hope it goes very, very well for you. You will have a blessed full moon. Thank you so much as always for joining. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check out your November horoscopes. Again, personal readings I currently do offer them. I'm focusing now on 2025 predictions. If you want to book it, link is down below. Love you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.